So as y'all know, Cameron went off about the Melissa Ford underage girl comments, and he said he might sue. And from that, Joe Budden has since called him goofy. Goofy, sensitive, all this stuff, and went off and just, let's hear what he had to say.
Because it's goofy. I think every last one of you is goofy. I ain't gonna lie. It's tough to stay on this.
What makes you take the high road a lot of times? I feel sometimes you look out for us by doing it. You don't involve us in things, and you give us the opportunity to walk off. I don't think you understand that.
Yo, I take the high road because I'm not engaging with none of you out there. Let me make myself perfectly clear. I don't do back and forth with none of you out there. I don't do responding. I come in here and like to dictate. I dictate. I say what I need to say. You feel however you need to feel about it, and we just go on our separate ways. I'm not trying to have a discourse.
I don't respond, I dictate. This is your second response, I think? Second or third response? You go, I guess because you didn't mention his name, it don't count, I guess. This is response. Yo, we know who you're talking about, Joe.
When I come in here, it's not because I'm trying to relationship build with none of you out there. So, there's not much to be said. You said enough.
Thank you.
I stand with Mel on all fronts, whatever it is. As a co-worker, as a friend, I feel like it's our jobs up here to check it, which we did. With love. Mm-hmm. I don't give about none of these other goofy out here and what they got to say. That's formative and it's shenanigans.
I think it's performative how you pander into Melissa and your women audience after she was egregiously in the wrong by making those crazy statements about Camron. Now you mad at him for defending himself?
I'm not with none of the performative. You think you got a lawsuit, call your lawyer. You got enough lawyers, I think they'll advise you against it. And I don't think paper is long enough for frivolous lawsuits that they don't have a chance on winning. Call your lawyer, look up what defamation means. Not doing out here. You just trying to play algorithm games, and I'm not with none of it.
I know you're doing well for yourself, Joe, but I don't think Cameron makes a short on no paper neither. But you're playing the algorithm game with these women because you know women are going to side with Mel no matter how egregiously wrong she was. And you're playing into that and pandering to these women because of it.
And that's still Mel Ford at the end of the day. You be on Instagram liking the bad escorts, going crazy, the cheap ones, 50 and 500 pounds. You in the comments, right? Stop playing with up here. Honestly, I observed. I'm trying to be cool because we got relationships. But enough now. Nobody up here plays clout chaser games, yo. We don't do that over here. Been number one the whole time. It been a thought.
Listen, Melissa is the one that made these crazy claims. Then she fake apologized. Then she went back on her Twitter or whatever and made more claims and accusations. How is he clout chasing by defending himself and his name?
That ain't my bag. I go viral just on the strength of my name and who I be. I ain't chasing on these algorithms. Y'all stop playing. I'm tired of all the performance. I stand with Mel. And that's where I'm at with it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so after hearing this is some of the stuff that Cam put on Instagram to respond to it. Let's go to Big M Spokesman and hear from him.
Definitely gonna keep it going and keep talking noise, as he did. He went to Instagram, posted up a clip of Joe Budden from the podcast from the Neighborhood Talk blog, and then said how much. Then he posted up a picture in Joe Budden and looked like an old school grandpa Olympic fit, and then put the Mary J. Blige and Sam Smith song and played the part where Mary J. Blige is talking about emotional. Then he went into the caption and said, looking bad and sad. This wasn't a wise decision. Move on y'all best bet.
Yeah, I'm going to just say, I don't think this was a good decision for Joe either. You may think Cameron ain't got the money to prosecute, or you may think the lawsuit is frivolous or not with any merit, but people thought that when Cardi B went after Tasha K and she won. I'm just going to say the accusations that Mel threw out there were very serious, very foul, to just throw that out there. And she was not sorry. She is not sorry about doing it because y'all had to force her into an apology, right? And she quickly showed that she did not mean the apology, because after she apologized, the next day, if you check out the last video I did on this, she went on this whole Twitter rant or whatever, Instagram, whatever that she was on, seemingly implicating them again. as if nothing had happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just not mentioning them by name. And it's totally frivolous and totally whack that she did this. But it's even worse that Joe Budden would get up on this pandering soapbox. Like, we know what you're doing, Joe. We know you've been through your troubles with the women. We know when you was labeled the woman beater and all that stuff, you know, stuff that you done been through, accusations allegedly that may have been false, maybe been whatever. This is why I thought that you could be very much sympathetic with Cam, and why would Mel throw that out there? You know what I'm saying? This is why I expected to hear what I heard when y'all checked her as soon as she said it. And that's cool that y'all did that, but why is it that you're the only one that can check them? It's like Dr. Umar does with black women. Everything that Dr. Umar says is like black men's fault. Everything in the world that happens is the fault of black men. And it's like, well, okay, are they doing anything wrong? Well, yes, brother, when they are doing stuff wrong, I'll be the one that'll check them. I'm the clinician in the clinic. Listen, man, you ain't the only one with a mouth, and you ain't the only one that can check people when they're wrong, especially when it's your name that's being defamed and defiled. Like, Camron can speak his own piece. Like, just because you and the crew said something on the Joe Budden podcast doesn't make that the law. And oh, okay, now Cam not need to defend his own name. Like, that's crazy to me to think that that's how you formulated your opinion. I definitely thought you were better than that and more fair than that, because that was just egregious what Mel did. And you and everybody else can see that she clearly did not mean the apology, does not mean the apology, didn't want to apologize in the first place. And that's why she's still been typing since then. But it's just sad to see that you would then go this far to defend her just because she a co-worker and she be sitting there twirling them little feet in front of you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on, Joe. Miss us with that, man. Just call it like you see it, bro. And if this is how you really feel, if you ain't pandering, which I believe you are, then I don't know. I guess that makes it even more sad to me that you actually feel this way. Because if it was you in this position, getting your name defamed, and like you say, he may not have a case, he may have a case, whatever. That's up to the lawyers to decide. But I believe the way that you're pushing the envelope and the way that you're testing the waters, he might decide to go ahead and do it. I believe he was just playing when he was just talking at first, but he was slightly entertaining. But you know, if that's what you want to do, if you want to force somebody's hand to defend themselves, because I think she is definitely purposely trying to defame his character. So it is what it is. We can go from here. And one thing I want to bring up once again that everybody keeps glossing over: Cam and Mase were underage when they went into this brothel. Why is that not a topic of discussion? So many women, in Mel and Melissa, she has so much sympathy and empathy for these imaginary underage girls that she made up. But here he's telling you he was underage when he went in there, yet no one has any recourse or is ready to place any responsibility on this grown women that had sex with these young boys. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's if Cam and Mase didn't lie about their age, which they could have. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But Cam and Mase also were on the come up in the rap game. So these women could have very well known their age. Could be the reason why this woman hasn't come out and tried to have a lawsuit against her. We don't know. But I'm just saying, why isn't that a part of the discussion? Them being underage. Why don't they get any sympathy for that? As so many women as Melissa Ford gives sympathy to these made up women that were underage that she came up with in her mind. You know what I'm saying? She gives these made up women in her mind of the story that she made up more sympathy than she gives Cam and Mase as they were underage in this brothel. I'm just saying. Somehow men just don't get the same outrage from the internet that y'all give all these alleged stories that people just throw up and hope they stick to the wall and run with. But you tell me what you think. This is boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.